Stop blinking. This is the first. I think it's not loud enough, really. I think this is the first place, I think, where I get. Where Valgrind says that I have uninitialized values in this sort. I think I'm going to be lame and just detect the undefined values by printing them. So we get entering. Yeah, I'm just going to print, wait, M original. Just going to print M original, I think. And I will print result. Before, and let's say print it here. After, and then we print it. Yeah, the sort is already wrong, so it should be enough. If I run it in Valgrind, Valgrind is running everything to something like this. Because this is just a startup loop. How can we skip this? Let's go to yeah, ABC. J is the last one. I don't know, how does it continue? That was the end. Then we enter get partition. Result after. Yeah, well, first hit. Of course, we cannot have a partition where Y and W and everything appears in. So this is uninitialized. On the first call to get partition. Well, can I figure that out by just looking at the source code? What is this? A brute force, I think. Looks like it. Let's start with removing that. There was a lot of debug output. Yeah, just having a stupid loop here. Not unnecessary loop. Let's put it that way. Do I have reproducible random number generator or not? Forgot random number. Nope. No, let's turn that on as well then. There's some seed, and it will be the same every time we run it. So now I'm gonna run it again. Let's run it again in Valgrind. Took long enough. Oh, what is this? Now we get conditional jump or move depends on uninitialized values and print on, called from get partition. Haha. Oh, okay, this one. And that is being done even before we print this table. Okay, Valgan would complain, yeah, so it's still after. But I'm not seeing the output of this one. So Valgrind is simply complaining before I get a chance to flush this output. Maybe I should flush it. Flush control flag. That's much better. So it prints first this table and then it prints that it enters get partition. And then it prints the copy of the original. And then when we start printing the result, all hell breaks loose. So result after. Just the very fact of printing the result after causes us to read uninitialized memory. So it's definitely get partition that is wrong. Something is wrong with that file function. Yeah, hello, the reality. Thank you, man. And Zara, hello. Okay, so here we have nothing yet. We are entering this function, and then m original is some partition. The result can be printed. Nothing wrong yet. Then we do this piece of code, and then we try to print the result again, and then we are reading uninitialized memory. So definitely something is going wrong here. But what is going wrong? Let me think here, because don't know. I suspect something is wrong with this constructor here. What is this constructor? Which resizes m sets. So I would think that m set is first copied. Now if you assume that original here is correct, then the copy is also correct. The number of elements is correct, everything is correct. And then we do a resize of m sets. Well, m set is a vector. So that would use, yeah, that is again, really, this is like the third, at least maybe fourth time that I run into the fact that the problem that default constructed sets are being used and they are uninitialized. Maybe I should change that. Yeah, okay, I'll run over int. How much bigger did the size get? Let's number of, no, we just begin at the size, the original size, of course. And then we continue till the end. Is that a good plan? It is a semi-good plan. Let me continue typing it. Nevertheless, resize maximum number of sets. First attempt. But m sets is a vector of sets. So we have a set there which has a clear. Okay, I gambled that one right. Go clear on it. But it is a utils vector with a set index as index. So I cannot use an int. It must be a set index. And I use a set index everywhere instead of I. So let's use that as well here. Set index. Can't type anymore. Index. Okay, got it. And now won't compile because msets.size. Nope. But like I said, msets is a vector that has an I end, right? or int, yeah. It returns index type. It's actually the same as the size, but then with the correct type. And we just did a resize, so yeah, well, I'm just gonna use msets.iint. And then, as a good citizen of pseudo iterators, let's use unequal. No, let's not do that actually. In this case, it's for pure iterators you would use unequal, but for integers you would use a less than. So it just is a matter of what is a habit, convention, whatever. An index, I think I should be treated like an integer. So okay, so now I grow this thing. I mean, we know that we grow it. There's the assert is here. And then the extra number of elements, if any, is are cleared. So now they are initialized, and I think that was what was missing. Right, what happens now? Result after is just printed. So that fixed our first error. If there is another one at least. Terminating. Nope. Seems we fixed everything. That was the only bug. Just run partitions. Yep. No errors. I'm going to remove the printing again. Yeah. Nobody wants to know that you entered here or the results. Also not interested in that. Did I recompile it? Yes, I did. What is it? Calling reduce sets. Well, this function still has to be fixed. I want to see some output. Okay. Let's change the random number back. Which one did I change? Not this one. Yeah, this keeps the scores of all the pairs the same. So say if D and F are in the same set, then we get a bonus of 100 points. And as you can see, D and F are in the same set here in the result, because that was a good thing. And here they are not, and yeah, they're almost 100 points less, so not as good. Very disappointing though that it pops up at all here. Well, maybe because my function is still not finished. Totally true. Yeah. Okay, so if I run it a few times, it mostly comes up with the same answers. Yeah, there's another one. So this is the same, but the starting point, it uses 100, I think, random partitions to begin with. And then it finds mostly the same solutions. The best solution is always found, until now. I'm just going to fix that function, I think. It was somewhere in explode. Yeah. No, it wasn't. Reduce sets. So yeah, so we explode a partition, making it have too many sets, and then we call reduce sets. And if we have more sets than allowed, this is the maximum number of sets, and then fes is the number of sets that we currently have, 3. The first empty one is index 0, 1, 2, 3. So we have 3 non-empty sets in the beginning. That would only work if we already sorted this thing, I guess. But we did. So first sorted, and then we call reduce set. Empty sets are put at the end. And then for the difference, say if we have 3 sets, but we're only allowed to have 2 sets, I'm gonna run this for loop once, and every time we run it we remove 1 set, because we are going to merge 2 sets. And I was going to try to merge any 2 sets. That's why it's called an iterator. Currently I'm only I'm just merging the first 2 sets, period. But of course what we could do is find the best solution. Of all of those. That means I need a score. Let me think here. I want to find the best one of the whole set partition here. So the best one of this for loop. So I'm setting a score here. And we initialize that with negative infinity. That's pretty negative. I can make it more negative than that. I can multiply the number of infinities with an integer. That's just silly, but I think just 1 negative is enough, because if everything here is, let's say, even less than this one, that means that it is, say, twice negative infinity. Those answers are unacceptable. So I don't really care that it goes wrong then, and cannot differentiate between any of them. Yeah, just I don't care. I think I don't care. Yeah, I don't care. Well, maybe. Yeah. Roman, sorry, I did not look at the chat. Hello. Damien asked, how long did it take you to learn all this programming? I've been programming since I was 12. That's 46 years. And last 28 years in C++. This is, let's see, score, yeah. I can calculate just the score of the result. I think that's the best thing to do. Okay, so how do I get a score of a given partition? It's not printed for now, we'll just get the partition. Merge partition. And I need to calculate the score. Let's merge partition. I think that is done by just calling dot score on it. So partition has a score, it does. And then you have to compare this score with, well, if the merge score is larger than score, let's rename that to max score, max until now anyway. Then the max score becomes the merge score, and the result is the best result is the merge partition. Yeah, I have to copy that to the current object. So now it runs over all the possible merges of two sets, and then the best score, the one that gives the best score, is being copied into the current object, and then we return to. Well, we are only comparing it here, incrementing and comparing it until we leave this for loop, and then we return to this for loop, do it again, and that calls begin on the current object. So then it uses the previous best partition to merge two other sets, and so on until we get the maximum number of sets, down to the maximum number of sets. Beta Bacha Gaming, bye. Okay. No matching function will call to score. Oh, partition task must be passed. Well, it's a good thing we have that. Never call a function without a partition task. Oh, it did come out right. Partitions. Well, it still has this one, but even three of them. I don't think anything changed really. Did anything? Nope, did not really change. But yeah, anyway, the result is that. Now I have to remember, of course, the one that we had with beginning. Hopefully the same seeds were used. I think it was like... I have absolutely no clue, you know that. Well, this can be big. So equal the number of elements. Just the old thing. And this 26. Nah. I don't know how much I used. I can just try it out. Maybe I'll recognize the result. I don't no, it's not. I don't think this is the one, but we had something that at the end we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then there was a something 1602, I think. That had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Could use this one as well. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. I don't know. Well, we can use this if there is at least one that has 8. I want to see 8. I don't see any with 8. Okay, let's use a different what project is it? It says here project partitions. Oh, I commented it out. I'm an idiot. I think well, I didn't change the sheet, so with this sheet it should work. Now we're talking. See, 1602. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this one I did recognize. It is still there. Yeah. I think it was. Yeah, this is the one. Definitely. Exactly, I remember that. I mean, I continuously complain about my memory, but I do remember that this was the output that we had yesterday. It's crazy. So, I had this, and now the question is, what happens if we squeeze this? First, we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a maximum of 6 sets. That means that it should no longer show the 1602 solution, which has too many. Maximum of 6 sets. But it still should show this one, of course. When you highlight it, see immediately what goes wrong. I mean, that it still works. Still works, you see, highlight it. And now it limited itself to output with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 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 and 6. Yeah, definitely no more than 6. In fact, it's pretty logical that with 6 you have 5 commas and 5 spaces and 12 braces and 26 characters, so they're all the same size, all the 6s. Well, this one is shifted because it is not true what I said. Well, if the score is larger than 1000, larger than 999. And this one is really different because it has one set less, which is you know, 2 braces, a space and a comma less, so that's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Characters. Brilliant, brilliant. Now I'm gonna squeeze it even further. We have now 1883 and 4 times infinity as the best result. What happens if I squeeze this one set less? It must put everything into 5 sets. Well, we have already a solution here with 5. So is this the best answer if we only allow 5 sets? It better be, right? It better be. I think that's the best thing we can do if we are not allowed to use 6 sets. So I'm going to put it on 5 sets. Yep, that's the best one. Pretty awesome. And all the others are also squeezed to 5. I think it totally works now. That was a pretty minor bug fix compared to yesterday. I didn't do a commit before I started today, but search set index. Let's delete this. A lot of well, 5 this project. Okay, that's gonna stay. Well, I can keep it as example maybe how to brute force brute force stuff. Yeah, and this is no longer needed. Just deleting everything, the debug output that is. Strongly believing in that now. It perfectly works. Okay, there's a huge comment. Normally I would put if 0 around code, not around especially where you put a minus in front of it, you would still have all the highlighting, the syntax highlighting of your code. But yeah, this is a comment, so let's use a comment thing. Let's see. CXXC. The last one. This prints a lot of stuff in random. Yeah, I don't need it anymore. I now want to go back to this code. It just, you know, at some point it works and I never want to look at it again. If I did, I would be looking at all the old code that I wrote. Wouldn't do anything else anymore than looking at old code. I think we're going to close this chapter. Said it before and then, well, but you have to look at it again though. New function, okay, new function, okay, with some comment, okay. And then we have here yes. Like I explained before in a stream a few weeks back, I think. I'm not really reading the code and then understanding what I did. It's more like recognizing it. So I have a bad memory, but that's recall. Recognizing is something else. So you just look at it and you remember that you worked on it. And then I let my unconscious do the work, really. So I recognize it-ish, and then I think either, oh, I have to do something here, or I think that was okay. Yep, and everything is okay. Git commit -a. Stuff now works, yeah. So no longer a work in progress. And that was the last point on my to-do list for this project, which I no longer have in my description, but it was, so I can go back to the Vulkan engine and then copy all this stuff. However, I get a visitor at some point. Is that in an hour or is it in 7 minutes? I think. I think in an hour. Okay, so I can do that. Yep. Let's open a new window for now. Or a new tab. Can also open a new tab. View, edit, file, new tab. Really? I clicked on it. Where's my new tab? Oh, it was I need to choose a profile. CD projects AICXX Linux viewer. Linux viewer. Source Vulkan. I think it put it in pipelines, but I'm not sure anymore. Just do ls pipelines, pipeline then. Yep. CD pipeline / partitions, and these are old, I think, right? Status. Don't tell me they were already added. Oh, untracked files dot was so small I didn't even see it, though it is red. So they are not added. The whole directory is not even added. Partition. Partitions. So I just remove everything in this. Did I just remove it? Well, before I remove it, let's look at it. There are certain things that I added to it. We work in this namespace now, which means that we need that, although I probably should just move that to its header file. There's an element type. Maybe it's a good idea to look at the diff universal. What is the U standing for? Let's say I want to look at diff from the alt tab, I think. Nope, control tab. Yeah, I want to look at. Oh, that can pass my window multiple times. I would not object to that. Yeah, I'm looking towards my front window here while I sit here. Let's see. Element, right? Control top. Element.h. Okay. Div / element.h. So the local file added xassert.h, which I'm not sure I want to keep. But on the other hand, it might be required in the future. Could give it a different name. I just don't like how it is implemented. The xassert is an assert that you can use in a const expression function. And the implementation is really dirty. Not even using it. Let's remove it. I am using it. It's a static const expression function. Well, maybe it doesn't compile then. I don't think I have an element INT anymore, or do I? I don't know, man. Sebastian, would you recommend Vulkan for someone who's done only? No. I don't recommend Vulkan to anyone, really. It's just way too difficult. It's only for professionals and people who have absolutely nothing else to do, like me. So if you have anything else to do in your life besides coding, I would choose something that will take less time to use. Using Vulkan is a full-time job, really. And I'm not talking about my engine, but learning it and using it, you know, thousands and thousands of lines of code just to draw a single triangle, really. If you, let's say, if you only have the weekends or only have the evenings, it's not gonna work for you. I don't know. I want to forget about the X assert. Deleted it. It's okay. Let's see. By the time I get a compile error about it, I'll think about it again. So we have a namespace. We have a different type. Number of elements. Max number of elements is changed into the number of elements here. Wait a minute. Well, this is from me to them, right? So I should not do this. Just the namespace is required. And of course, this is not required. Apparently I removed it also here. I removed the friend. Did I remove the friend? No, the friend is removed. Namespace. It seems to me like... It's me like I can just copy the project that we just worked on to here, and then I need to add the namespace. And delete a friend, which is not necessary. And what the hell is this? Okay, I want this in a different file. Yes, print on operator. So that has to go to source vulkan debug. Vulkan print on.h. And now I forgot the namespace. No, I didn't forget it. Namespace was pipeline. No pipeline. No pipeline. Holy moly. Okay, defaults Vulkan. Well, let's add it here. Pipeline, shader builder, render graph. Memory. Yeah, it's just pipeline here. Namespace pipeline, and then actually it was partitions. Anyone want to know what the hell I'm doing here in this file? Has to do with ADL, argument dependent lookup. So if you pass to operator less than ostream something, then that something is in namespace, and it's going to look in the namespace of that something that you pass. And I want to find this operator. So this operator must exist in the namespace of anything that I want to write to it. And this particular operator then will call print on, the member function print on the class that you pass, if it has it. So by doing this, I can use ADL to look up this tool to utility in order to print my classes with the print on member function. And then I do not have to separately add the operator less than for O streams. Yep, so adding it here, that is inside Vulkan. We have pipeline and partitions, and then I'll add this one. Yep. Element index is unknown. Yeah, I had already started to what's the word? Incorporate it into the Vulkan engine. So this code was a start that I made. But apparently element index is no longer defined in element.h or something like that. It's not known at all. It's defined in element.h. Oh, I think it's because the namespace is partitions now. It says using namespace partitions, so no. We are in pipeline using namespace partitions, therefore it should know element index if I include element. I'm not including element. That must be the problem then. I'm including score.h, which I probably also need. And score.h is including element.h. It should have complained about score.h not existing. Or did not replace that yet. Okay. It's still there. Score.h is not including element.h. Can't blame it, but to do this in steps. However, if I wanted this to compile and it is using score, and it is, Anyway, we also need to include element apparently. Utils bit set index is not a literal type. Yeah, mobile gaming. It's in the description. Look below the stream. Okay, I'm confused. One hand I would say okay, and the other hand I would say but it works in the other project. Those two seem to be contradictory. Not and then there's this thing that I have no idea what it means with a literal type. Well, that explains it. It's not literal because it's not an aggregate and there's no cons expression constructors. So apparently the problem is that element index must have a cons expression constructor because this is cons expression constructor. But it works in the other project. Why would it not work here and it does work in the other project? Is the other project not using standard C++ 20? But hopefully not. No, of course, must use C++ 20. No idea how to find that out though. So that's it. Yeah, it's not printing anything. Just linking. It's not just linking, and it's using C++ 20. How can this compile and the other one doesn't? Missing headers, I would say then. But it knows where it is defined. Stopped here. Well, I could just start adding const expressions here, but why does it work in the other project? What wizardry is this? I'm not even happy with this. I'm not doing that. And the whole usage of POD types as base class, that comes from the existence of const expressions, even though later I added them, I see. So that's not really needed. Now the const expressions exist, but having said that, and I know I do not want to rewrite this using const expressions and getting rid of the POD time. But theoretically I would say if I have a problem with index like this, I should be using index POD, which is an accurate type, so that would work. But then why does it work in the other project? Oh, wait. I think I know. This is Clang. And the other one is G++. Ah, ha, 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 ha. So we can make this fail as well if we use Clang. Let's see where I have defined my compiler here. That's way down. Is that too far down? Maybe I defined my compiler in Linux view. Let's have a look what this is in here. Yep, that's GCC. So switch to Clang. Oh, it does give warnings. But still not the same error, right? No, it works still. Damn. So strange. Delete called on partition iterator base. That is abstract, but has no non-verbal destructor. Oh, but has a non-verbal destructor. Okay, yeah. Kind of strange that it doesn't make that virtual, automatically. But, otherwise that would be a super serious error. So strange. One compiler has no problem with it and other compiler does. Okay, who sees where base class is defined? This is the base iterator base partition iterator. I don't know. Let's just open this. Oh, it doesn't know what partition iterator is because it's forward declared. On the other hand, I don't have a. The point is, I have virtual functions here, but I'm not declaring the destructor. And I would think that then the destructor is automatically virtual. Now I could be mistaken, but what happens if I add a virtual destructor here? I don't think that should change the warning. Huh? What? Partition iterator base. Would be nice if you used the name of the class. I thought this was a constructor for some reason. Put it below it. Don't tell me this fixed the problem. There's no warning anymore, or is it, I don't know. Seems to be. Well, we only get to see the CC cache output now. But that should be the same thing, right? CC cache should give me the warnings or not? I don't even know. Clean up, clear the entire cache. Let's do that. No warnings whatsoever. Or errors for that matter. Apparently that is needed then. Well, I'll commit it. Destructor for well, okay, I'm puzzled. Why the hell is this giving me this error here? Well, it works in the other project. How is this possible? I'm going to do the opposite here and switch to G++, I think. Wait. What is this? The exact no invalid offset off. Concepts diagnostics depth. Okay. I guess I need it. It's in Linux view, so resource configure. Yeah, well, okay, and make. And stop. Let's also make this one verbose. So yeah, now it's using G++. At least we can see that. Stop subcommand failed. Hopefully my scroll back is large enough. Yeah, same problem. Error. Invalid type for parameter 1 of const expression. It's definitely not a compiler then. But I still don't get it. Okay, let's forget the other project works argument and just fix it. Yeah, I would say then, since this is not using POD, it should be a non-const expression. And then we cannot call it from here. I mean, this is just the same constructor as this one. So we have to redo it. For the const expression POD type. And index to bit is const expression taking an element index, which is then not working. So that should take an element index POD. And then we cannot use that, but we have to use what is it, bit mask or something. Yep. And this cannot be const expression, or can it? It must be. I think so. Yeah. Yeah, it's not good what I just did. Well, actually it was, yeah. So this is a POD, and now I'm constructing element index from a element index POD, but that should work. And name is taking an index here, index POD. So it's a const expression. Actually, it should kind of work. I mean, I can construct an element index from index POD. Oh, index in this project. So there's too many indexes. Oh, there it is. So I can construct one from an index POD, but this one is not const expression. Yeah, and that would not work then. So maybe I should do it like this. Maybe that is better. I don't know. No, we did add a const expression somewhere. On the other hand, there's not really a reason not to change this into POD, just to get. I mean, POD is the base class of element index. So now I can still pass an element index, but also POD. Yep. Hold on. Okay, my visitor's here, so I have